Man was about to take the paper handed to him by his female colleague, but to his horror, he noticed two symmetrical moles on the other's hands because he clearly remembers his favorite anchorwoman also had such symmetrical moles. Even her nail color was exactly the same. So he concluded that the ordinary-looking female colleague in front of him was his favorite anchorwoman, Masked Lady. From that moment on, he started to pay extra attention to his female colleague Lisa. Knowing the face under the mask gave him a strange feeling. The man's name is Jack, and he's terrified of socializing. He grew up being degraded for being short, fat and ugly, because the moment he was seen, the bullying would start all over again. Slowly, he became afraid to look people in the eye. So as he was about to take the papers from Lisa, the first thing he noticed was the two prominent moles. When Jack learnt that Lisa had a low self-esteem because of her looks, he would always reassure her on air that looks were not important. Inner beauty is more attractive. This also won Lisa's favor. However, during the daytime at work, he was still afraid to talk to Lisa. That day, after the company dinner, he saw Lisa and the head of the company getting into the same car. When he went home to watch the live broadcast, he heard Lisa's memories and realized that Lisa had fallen in love with her boss. Jack was heartbroken, but he could only voice his discontent through the screen. Since then, he's been secretly watching Lisa and her boss. He even read up on how to make a successful confession on the internet. After all these preparations, he decided to pluck up the courage to confess to Lisa tonight. So he pretended to meet her downstairs. But then a male colleague came over to say hello, which indirectly led to Lisa leaving at that moment. They passed each other by, but Jack didn't know that. He suddenly saw his boss returning to the office when he was supposed to be off duty. And then Lisa followed him. Sensing something was wrong, he followed them back to the office. As Jack exited the lift, Lisa entered the lift on the other side. When he entered the office, he realized that it wasn't Lisa who was secretly meeting his boss. Jack was overjoyed because he thought he could catch up with Lisa right away. What he didn't realize was that Lisa was so drunk that she did a striptease for her fans on air that night. Jack blamed it all on his boss. The next day he marched up to Lisa. He told Lisa that her male boss was a cheater and to stay away from him. His colleagues were shocked. Jack, who had always been a yes man, had the audacity to insult his boss in public. Then, without warning, he confessed his love for Lisa. When he thought Lisa was going to hit him, she kissed him. But this was all in Jack's imagination. In reality, he didn't have the courage to confess in public. Jack tried to talk to Lisa after work that day. Unfortunately, he didn't dare to say a word. He just said hello cautiously. That same night he saw Lisa helping her drunken boss into the same taxi. He followed them all the way to the hotel where he saw Lisa carrying her boss. That night Jack's heart went black. His favorite colleague fell in love with his boss, so he sent an anonymous email to Lisa. The next day, Lisa was shocked by the anonymous email. She didn't realize that the culprit was sitting right next to her. And because of that anonymous email, that night, Masked Lady invited Jack into a chat room. The two of them started chatting by accident. As they chatted, Lisa suddenly invited him to meet her offline. When he was hesitating, Lisa suddenly said she had promised to meet another fan. Then she went offline. This also made Jack regret a lot. In order not to scare the male fans with her looks, Lisa wrapped herself up tightly and came to the meeting place. They went